Today, AirCare is touring the Rhoades Car Company, the four-wheel bike that rides like a car. Bill, welcome to AirCare.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
This is a fantastic shop that you have here. I love your slogan. It's Rhoades Car, the four-wheel bike that drives like a car.
That's right. That's right.
I love that. What's the story behind the slogan?
Well, the story behind it is that, well, first of all, quadricycles started back in the 1850s. You know, that was the first quadricycle, and Henry Ford started with a quadricycle when you think about it and added a motor to it. So we've come right back to the Henry Ford days of the early 1900s, really. And the four-wheel bike that drives like a car, it just means that we have a four-wheel, stable bicycle. It's really technically a quadricycle, but people still call them bicycles, that people can drive and sit in like a car. So they're sitting in a recumbent position, pedaling out in front of them. And so that's where that slogan comes from.
You were telling me earlier the business is 21 years?
We're in our 22nd year in 2013.
I really like the idea that you try and use Tennessee products, Tennessee manufacturers, and if you can't find it in Tennessee, you're at least made in America.
We are. We're really proud of the fact that we're a certified made in the USA company. And 99.5% of all bicycles ridden in the United States are made in either China or Taiwan. So we're the exception, and we're proud of that.
Yeah.
Made in the USA means a lot to people. It means a lot to me as the president of a company, because it is possible to make products here in the USA. And in particular, when we're talking about Tennessee, most of our suppliers, our American-made suppliers, are here in Tennessee, here in Middle Tennessee for the most part. We have a lot of all of our axles and proprietary products like that made in Clarksville, and we have all of our canvas items made here in Hendersonville, and our frames are made here locally as well, and they're powder coated in Millersville, and we use as many local suppliers as we can.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, about 80% of our parts are made in the USA.
Right.
The parts that you really can't avoid are quality parts like Shimano derailleurs that are made in either China or Taiwan. But for the most part, we look for American-made companies.
Right.
And when we find a company that used to be American-made and moves to another country, we find a new supplier.
Wow. Really helping it stay local, helping our own economies. That's fantastic. The other thing I love about your bikes is the frames are made from recycled steel.
They are, yeah. Steel is really the most recycled material out there, and our frames are made of steel because we're not if you think about it, we're not a performance bike. So we don't need the carbon fiber technology to make us lighter weight in order to get greater speed. Our maximum speed is about 20 miles an hour, and we're not concerned with a little extra weight.
The steel, as you said, it's one of the most recycled materials in the country, but really in the world. And it saves a tremendous amount of energy to recycle steel as opposed to going out and mining fresh ore and going through that whole process.
Yeah, true.
So it's quite a service to have the basic part of your bicycle be from a recycled material.
Yeah, it is.
And then so from the ground up, I know you have some samples we're going to look at and some different styles, but obviously they all have four wheels. Some I notice are for one passenger, some for two passengers. Do you have some models that are more popular than others?
We do. We make a one-person, two-person, and four-person bike. So we make we make a lot of miles. We make about 18 models actually. But our most popular one is the two-person side-by-side. We call it the cycle car. And that is because what's nice about the cycle car two-person is the fact that you're riding side-by-side next to whoever you want to be riding with, whether it be a spouse or significant other or friend. And you're pedaling side-by-side, having conversation while you're getting exercise. So that's our most popular ride. But we make a four-person currently where the people in the back are just along for the ride. And thanks to a group of students, 3 groups of students, engineering students at Tennessee Tech, just last week they unveiled drawings to us that would make a four-person bike with the people in back pedaling. And we're really gearing that to the rental market.
That's fantastic. And my understanding is that each of the 4 people can have their own gear that they're in.
Yes, each person pedals independently.
Wow.
So they have their own gears available to them, but everybody's contributing to the ride, and everybody contributes to that back axle turning.
Now, one other thing I want to make sure we cover, I noticed some of the bikes have a small motor, like a motor-assisted bike.
No, well, you noticed that,
Yeah.
yeah. We offer as an option a 1 horsepower, it's a 750 watt electric motor, and that can be, recharged through any 110 outlet, or if you have a solar charger with a battery backup, you can take your charge from that. But basically, it's a pedal assist feature. And, years ago, about 5 or 6% of the people that ordered a bike from us would order a motor. Now we're near 25%.
Wow.
People like that, a pedal assist, available to them as they're out on the ride.
And it probably means they're using it for a bigger part of the day, going further distances.
Further distances and maybe, hilly areas,
Yeah.
high terrain, things like that. It really does give you that little jolt of energy you need to go up a hill.
And did you say you have one that has a solar panel on the roof that can recharge the battery?
We do. It's called the Rhoades Solar Ride. And when we put a solar panel on top, it's a made in the USA Sharp 240 watt solar panel. That's a roof mount for us. And that charges those 2 deep cycle batteries, and it's completely off the grid. You just park it in the sun and it never plugs into anything. We're really proud of that.
Bill, I also know that you have some industrial bikes.
We've developed a complete line of industrial bikes for factories that are going green, because more and more are. They're LEED certified buildings and just factories that are looking to go greener than they were, years ago. So we have a very stable, way for them for their mechanics, for their office personnel to travel around the large facilities. We'll have 2 stationed at Oak Ridge National Labs, the carbon fiber division. They just ordered yesterday a couple, to take people on tours around their facilities. So we're seeing a lot of industrial, response, to our bikes.
And it's a little exercise for the employees, too.
It
isn't
is. It's all part of the health and wellness programs that insurance companies are offering companies. You can get a discount on your health insurance if you incorporate a health and wellness strategy in your company, and Rhoades Car is a perfect fit.
Well, I'm excited to actually maybe get on one and do a little pedal around.
Okay.
I don't know if we can do that or not, but I think we're going to take a look.
I'd love to have you do that.
All right.
Great.